First full week of November, and we're going to sit above average nearly the entire week. Now, this midweek warm-up is going to be combated with the fact that by this weekend, we've got our first hard freeze. But at least by Thursday, we are looking somewhat seasonal, at least leaning towards getting to a seasonal feel outside, even though it will be in the mid-60s. We're going to continue to see things drop off. Well, the camera's completely dark. That's fun. Hey, 42 degrees outside, north to northwest wind. We'll just move past that. It's a cold start. 40 degrees with a wind chill right around 35. You need to have the good jackets once again. We're done with summer wear at this point. Now, the northwest wind is going to add that wind chill factor, but it's also supplying drier air. So even by the time kids are getting out of school, we're already 20 degrees warmer, if not even a bit warmer than that. So at least we have the sunshine going for us. That will lead to a good warming pattern for us for Tuesday and Wednesday. But this northwest wind is going to keep us a little limited for today. It's still out of the northwest, anywhere from 5 to 15 miles per hour. But we do have a few spots that do have a calm wind reading. But we're all going to have to deal with the wind chill this morning. Down to the upper 30s. No one's really feeling like the 40s except for Creston. Just off to the north, Mason City and Spencer. Kind of our foreshadow. We've got colder air just north of us. We're not talking far north. Within the state, it just has not settled down a little further south just yet. But as mentioned, we will in due time. But mid to low 40s at this moment. For Dodge and Grinnell down into the upper 30s. Ottumwa sitting just above it, right at 40 degrees. This is roughly where we should be for this time of year. We are closing on the time frame where we are looking at our average low temperature being in the 30s, but we still have about 4 or 5 days before we hit that. Now, the clouds this morning are very thin. Wouldn't have much concern for anything like this. Once we get to sunrise, this will clear up, and we'll actually have a lot of good sunshine for today. But our upper level wind will hold a very steady pattern with very small changes mixed in with it. What we see over Nebraska, even though it's very small, this little bump is what's going to cause our wind to at least drop to the southwest at the surface and start giving us a supply of warmer air, while the upper levels continue to bring in cooler and drier air. So those two factors mixing in not only ramp up our wind speeds a bit, but also keep the drying trend around while also warming us up. So we stay in that slightly above average feeling for a while. But by Thursday, now we're seeing some better changes. This is a ridge settling in that does reinforce the low 60s for us, but it's a sign of the overall pattern getting a little more active, and unfortunately extremely active. By Sunday, we've got a huge dip down to a well below average feeling outside. There could be a little more coming with that. But for today, it's 61. It is a bit windy outside, and we're not going to see a whole lot happening with that other than maybe it feeling a little cooler for this afternoon. Of course, once we get to sunset, temperatures drop off. Clouds move through overnight. And then by Tuesday afternoon, we have the south wind. We have that warming trend. There's not a lot happening for us, but then we have the north wind taking over Wednesday. So small scale changes happen, but overall the end of the day changes aren't going to matter a whole lot. But Latte's got the Monday feels for you. Completely asleep. This is how we all feel this morning. Let's be real. She's in foster right now, but she's ready as soon as she gets out for you to take her home so she can snuggle. Now, green paws across the board. No real issues with our doggy Doppler for today, but by this weekend, some of y'all are not going to be very happy. We've got the upper 20s for Sunday morning and then again Monday morning, and there is precipitation bouncing around that. We're not saying this is going to be the first snowfall, but it is a pretty good sign that we could be looking at it in a few areas.
Not saying it, but you're not saying it.